Yo, what's up guys? So new Gladiator Beast stuff is finally here. I've been actually really excited about this because they actually showed off this picture a long time ago, but they didn't show any of the effects off. So anyways, let's go and check out the new 2019 Gladiator Beast and their new support. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So first off, we've got the Gladiator Beast Segitari. Anyways, here's a zoomed up picture on him. He's got a bow. He's got 1400 attack, 1000 defense. Looks like he's a wind level 3. And anyways, it says if this card is special summon by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you get to discard one Gladiator Beast card and draw 2 cards. Okay. It's kind of just like a plus. And then the second effect is at the end of the battle phase. If this card battled, you can shuffle it into the deck to special summon one Gladiator Beast monster from your deck except for itself. So, if you guys don't know what Gladiator Beasts do, basically they attack and then they go ahead and swap into another one. Every single one of them will probably have this effect, so I'm just going to say at the end of the battle phase, Glad Beast effect, just so we can kind of shorten it up for the rest of the cards here. But anyways, next up we have the Gladiator Beast Atrix over here. Whoa, got some cat people over here. 800 attack, 2000 defense, and it looks like it's a earth. Anyways, so if it's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you get to send one Gladiator Beast monster from your deck to the deck or extra deck to the graveyard except for itself until the end phase. This card's level and a name becomes that monster's. Wow, okay, so you could definitely go into a lot of the other fusions here. Great stuff indeed, because Laquari is not what it used to be, you know, so that can definitely help out, especially if you don't want to run that, I guess, in multiple copies. You could just send it. It's kind of bad, not too bad. I wish it was from the hand too, just in case if you draw some of the cards. But anyways, then at the end of the battle phase, if it battled, it has a Gladiator Beast effect. But more than likely, it's just going to be used, of course, for Bestiari. And then next up, we have the Gladiator Beast Vespasis. Anyways, this is going to be, this is level 7, going to be with 2300 attack, 0 defense. It looks like it's a water over here. And anyways, it says you can use the first effect with this card's name only once per turn. So the first effect is if your Gladiator Beast monster battles a monster at the start of the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Wow, that's really good. That lets you push so much better, and it's got okay attack. And then while this card was special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, effect is in your monster zone. Monsters you control gain 500 attack. And next effect over here, as a third effect, you have basically the Gladiator Beast effect. That's cool. You could just special summon it and is in your monster zone. I guess it would be by its own effect. So that should count, right? So it just, it's not even just Gladiator Beast gain 500 attack. Everything gains 500 attack, even though it's more likely going to be for the Gladiator Beast in the first place. But that's a really cool card. I like that. It gives the deck a little bit more options if your opponent just tries to run into you. I remember for a long time everyone was playing Forbidden Lance, but yeah, pretty cool. Next up, I guess we got a new boss monster for Gladiator Beast, which is their new fusion with 3,500 attack. What's interesting is, if you guys didn't notice, this is actually a card where it has a bunch of the Gladiator Beasts combined over here. In fact, there was some article that was kind of just talking about this, and this is basically the Battle Archfiend Shield. You've got Lanista over here. You've got other Gladiator parts, so let's see what this card's effect is. This is the Dumatenius over here. So it's a level 10 Dark Sea Serpent fusion effect monster with 3,500 attack and 1,200 defense points. And its materials are Gladiator Beast Vespius and 2+ Gladiator Beast monsters. And anyways, it must be first special summoned from your extra deck by shuffling the above cards you control in the deck. You don't use polymerization. And then once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect as a quick effect, you get to negate that activation and destroy it. The second effect is you choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks. And the third effect is at the end of the battle phase of battle, you can return to the extra explosion of one Gladiator Beast monster. One? Why not tag out for at least 2? You use 3 to make the thing. I mean, more than likely you're not going to want to tag out with it because it's a once per turn. You get to negate and destroy it. But I feel like they already have War Chariot. But it would really been nice if it was like an Omni negate, you know, negate spell trap or monster effect. Okay. Anyways, next up we have Test Panther. So this is like, dude, Test Taker got an upgrade maybe. Anyway, so it's a Link to Earth Beast Link effect monster with 800 attack, and the links are on the bottom left and bottom, and it requires 2 materials of 2 monsters, including a Gladiator Beast monster. It says you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. If the card is Link summoned, you get to add a Gladiator Beast card from your deck to your hand. Wow, that's really good. You already have, Proving Ground to search out all of the monsters, pretty much. I'll have to double check on it. It's been a long time since I've even seen Glads, right? Anyways, and then the next effect over here is you get to target a Gladiator Beast monster you control to return that Gladiator Beast monster to the deck, and if you do, special summon from your deck one Gladiator Beast monster with an original name different from the returned monsters, as if it were special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster. So basically, it lets you test Tiger plus it searches out one. Really good stuff indeed. That's insanely good stuff. So basically, you could run like any other monster. It doesn't even have. I mean, technically, yeah, you could go test Tiger, and then you could search out the card, then basically have the test Tiger effect over there. But then on top of that, again, that extra search can be huge. But the main problem is if you get Valor, man, that really is unfortunate because this card is not even a Gladiator Beast. Basically, you're just losing super hard if this card gets stopped by potentially anything, or even Ash Blossom. That can be pretty big because you really need that search, perhaps. But anyways, next up we have Gladiator Beast Comeback. It's a special summon from your hand or graveyard one Gladiator Beast monster with a different type from the monsters you control. If you do, it can't be destroyed by battle. That's not bad at all. It lets you definitely crash in. It lets you go into other combo plays. This is great stuff for Gladiator Beast. Next up we have, what the heck, 6-10 United, Gladiator Beast United? Alright, there's a quick play. It says you can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn, and during the turn this card is activated, you cannot declare attacks except to attack with Gladiator Beast monsters. And then the first effect over here is during the battle phase, shuffle into the deck from your hand, field, or graveyard fusion materials listed on a Gladiator Beast fusion monster, then special summon that fusion monster from your extract, ignoring its summoning conditions. Wow, that's actually pretty big, especially since you can just go into the other monster's attack and then potentially, I guess there's that card. But the problem though with Gladiator Beast, most of them don't go to the grave. They're going to be tagging out into the deck themselves. But I guess if they get negated or stopped, or they get destroyed later on, that's kind of good. Again, then you also have the comeback to really help out with that. And I just noticed over here, it can't be destroyed by battle. This is not till the end of the turn. This is just permanent until, of course, you just tag them out. It's pretty interesting. But anyways, next up we have Gladiator Beast Rejection over here. Yeah, let's check out all of them, then we'll talk a little bit more about Gladiator Beast, because I played so much Gladiator Beast on Duel Links, but I don't know if they've gotten any new support in a while. I remember that they just didn't have War Tray. But anyways, next up, Gladiator Beast Rejection over here. It's a continuous spell card. It says you can only activate the second effect of this card's name per turn. The first effect is Gladiator Beast monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects except during the battle phase. Okay, which renders it kind of useless in some circumstances. But anyways, if a Gladiator Beast monster is special summoned from your extra deck, you can special summon from your deck in defense to one Gladiator Beast monster with a different type from the monsters you control. Wow, that is really good. So basically, you're just going to go into, oh my gosh, this opens up the doors to so many plays. I have to check the colors, or basically, of course, the, oh my gosh, that is so good. Yeah, you could go into so many plays now, because that lets you go into a fusion. Let's say you go Gyzara's, pop double, go in and grab another card, and then on top of that, they can't target. Oh my gosh. Because that means like no Valors. Oh, dude, this is good. But the problem is, it should have been Gladiator Beast, Test Tiger, and of course the Test Panther. They really should have gave it that, because this is the card that if it gets stopped, it could just be GG, man. But that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Yeah. That is pretty cool indeed. Anyways, next up we have Mad Gladiator Beast. It's a normal trap card that says target face-up cards on the field up to the number of different Gladiator Beast monsters you control and destroy them. That's really good too, especially when you just get that extra card for free. Okay, wait, hold on. This is Gladiator Rejection. Does that card say it has to be special summoned by Glad Beast? Hold on, because this is actually pretty big. Otherwise, you'd just be able to go +2. It has to be Glad Beast and Monster. Okay. Alright, I had to double check on that because that would be really insane with that effect over there, especially because then you'd be able to draw potentially into this card. But it's got Gyzara's and, of course, the new fusion. Wow. Pretty good stuff. Alright, we got the next card up here. This is Gladiator Now Machia. Anyways, it's a continuous trap card that says, when you control a Gladiator Beast monster or monsters, monsters your opponent controls must attack if able. And then the second effect is, once per turn, you get to shuffle one Gladiator Beast monster from your hand or graveyard into the deck, then target one Gladiator Beast monster you control until the end of the turn. That monster gains attack equal to its original defense. Yugioh Hot Blam is going to be strong. And then if this card is in the spell and trap zone or is destroyed by card effect, you can activate this effect. For the rest of the turn, Gladiator Beast monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, so it basically kind of protects your smaller monsters if you have a larger one. I'm not sure if I would really necessarily play this card, but wow, the new Gladiator Beast stuff is really, really decent. Like, at first I was looking at the cards, like, I feel like people are going to definitely be using this card, indeed. But trying to break boards with this deck still seems like it could be very problematic. Although you technically have the comeback. So essentially, you summon a monster, you try to make a play, they disrupt you, pop the monster, negate its effects, and destroy. You can re-bring back the card, then you can attack, and then you can go ahead and go into other cards. So it kind of helps out in that circumstance, but they would definitely really need the comeback because, of course, again, if Panther gets stopped, it could be pretty devastating for them. But it's not looking to be that bad. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below on the new Gladiator Beast stuff. I think it's actually pretty cool. But I will definitely be live streaming. What day is today? Today's Friday. Dude, we're going to definitely be live streaming this deck later this week over on Twitch. So if you want to follow me over there, follow me over on Twitch. We'll definitely be playing the new Gladiator Beast. I'm not sure if they're out yet on YGOPRO, but I was always a fan of Gladiator Beast, and this doesn't seem like it's that bad support. But when you compare it to the amount of negations that can potentially happen in this day and age, I don't know if it's quite going to be like this. I wouldn't look at this and say this is tier 0 best deck, right? Because there can be some problems that you can run into, especially with Gladiator Beast, where it's a very control-focused deck. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing the new Gladiator Beast. Let me know your thoughts down below on them. And if you're new to the channel here, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell if you want to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh cards and discussions when they come out. And if you guys got any replays of new Glads, feel free to go ahead and send them in. We'd love to see what you guys in the community can do. But I'm assuming you're going to be playing Glad Beast and Glad Beast. I don't think there's any mix-up. But with this card over here, though, specifically, it's just 2 monsters. It just has to be 1 Glad Beast. I mean, you can play Jester Confit. You can play any card. You can play Photon Thrashers. Any extra card just to give you that free summon. I mean, I guess you could test Tiger technically, too, because that's just like a free special summon. But, I mean, this card is basically like another test Tiger. It's really cool. But anyways, we'll have to wait and see if it's good. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out, and I'm out.